Hello and welcome to this playthrough of Journey to Silius. Little little fact here quick before we get started. This game actually originated as the Terminator. That is the first Terminator movie. I'll throw some links in the description below for you guys to read up on that. For whatever reason, they lost Sunsoft lost the rights to it, and Journey to Silius is the end result. So, without further ado, let's get started here. Okay, a couple of little things before we get started here. One thing that I noticed is that the default gun looks a lot like the Nintendo Blaster for that time era. I thought that was interesting. You don't originally start with the machine gun. However, I am using hacks because, let's face it, I kind of suck at this game. I can only ever get to, I think, like the third level, one of the factory levels, and no matter what I do, I just die. So in order to save some time in this video and a lot of editing, I figured I would just start with some hacks on. As for this game, if you notice the background, it's very decayed, and that's pretty much reminiscent of when this game was going to originally be the Terminator, because in that version of the game you would have started off in the future. Not much else is really known of that, other than there is an article showing this game being the Terminator, or being released as the Terminator. And like I said, I'll throw some links in the description so you guys can read up on that if you guys are interested. Another difference for this game is the European and Japanese version as opposed to the American version, which this is the American version I'm playing right now. Is the main character is in some kind of a future armored suit, as opposed to having his head out like this. For me, it's personal preference. I like this version a lot better, just because I like the sprite for this version. Alright, so first level isn't too bad. I can usually get through that without, hacks and stuff. This boss I find to be a pain just because of the things that the aliens that he drops. They're pretty much kind of a pain in the A. And they do have kind of a set pattern, but it's pretty much just jumping around trying to freaking kill them. But as far as the storyline goes, it's 2373, and Jay McRae's father is a scientist. Jay McRae, obviously being the character you're playing, is a scientist and helped with off-world colonization, or the colonization of other worlds, rather. And terrorists had blown up one of his colonies that his father had been on, hence the nuclear explosion, seeing his father's death, even though the news reported it as accidental. And then one of the other, where Jay McCrae's father, his house was on a different colony. Jay McCrae found the disc in that house, and hence that disc tells Jay that it wasn't an accident, that it was the terrorists, blah 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 blah. So Jay is off to find the terrorists, to defeat them and seek his revenge for his father's death. As for gameplay, the game is it's very well done, I feel, as far as the controls. Darn it. The only kind of wanky thing for this game is when you're jumping and you try to turn around at the same time you're shooting. Is a little weird, but other than that, the controls are great. Unfortunately, Mindscape is the company that got the rights to Terminator, and if we all watch a certain, YouTube nerd, we can see that game is complete garbage. Well, tip here, if you go back and then come forward, the screen should catch up, which is nice because there's sometimes enemies that are just a pain in the A, and they'll just be right within the next scene and you'll get hit constantly. So also, if anyone out there is wondering why I'm using hacks, it's because, like I said, I'm not that great at this game. I can make it to like level 3, and I'm gonna get hit there. I can't, yeah. So rather than just button mash, I figured I'll just start with the machine gun because the rest of the guns are easy to pick up. Rather than button mash, I'll just hold the button. But choice of weapons are the default blaster, which is single shot, so you gotta constantly hit that trigger button. You got the machine gun, you got the shotgun, which is kind of like the spreader but a lot slower than the one in Contra. And then you get the homing missiles, which are great for the later levels where you can't really get to shoot the enemies. Their positions are weird, so you can't really shoot them with any other gun. But my favorite is obviously the machine gun. And here's our second boss. And obviously very reminiscent of the giant tank robot from Terminator 1. However, this guy looks like somebody either from the Zone of Enders mashed with a tank, or possibly a Gundam mashed with a tank. I think this game would have been very interesting if it had come out as a Terminator game. I think there would have been, there's that whole big backstory of Terminator, so this game would have been great. However, for whatever reason, they lost the rights to it. All right, here's how I mentioned the use for the homing missiles. I mean, not that you can't shoot what's on the ground, but those turrets that shoot in diagonal patterns are very hard to get with any other gun. Come on, shoot it. And you guys will probably hear me mashing the button a lot in this level. I have a very loud controller. No! And yeah, this is usually the level that I die the most on. Just because you walk into the second screen there as it scrolls, and those diagonal shooting turrets is always what kills me, because as soon as they show up, they shoot a bomb or a bullet, and for whatever reason, I just can't dodge them. So you guys can make fun of me all you want. I don't care. I know when I suck at stuff. I'll admit it. I'm trying to think of other stuff to talk about this game. There's not too much to talk about. I mean, look at the graphics. For me, they're good for the Nintendo system because, well, let's be honest, the Nintendo system was only, what, 8-bit, and really didn't have too good of graphics for the system. I I mean, Kirby was great though, but that was near the end of the system's life, and the people that programmed that did a great job, I feel. Alright, let's see if I can not hit this freaking thing on the ground. Yes, I got it. For some reason, I always hit that. When falling, when free falling, it's a little wanky, like, very hard to control where he'll land sometimes, so you gotta position yourself as you jump and before you start falling. So, okay, well, I shot it, but for this, you want to jump through there and land right here in between what was on the ground, the electric field mine, and the blue laser beam. I found that works well if you don't have any homing missiles. Yeah, you guys can make fun of me for calling them missiles. It's tomato. Oh my god. See what I mean? Like, no matter where you position yourself, I always get hit at least. These you can just run through. I don't understand why some of them you can run through the base, but others you need to jump over. And a little note tip, if you just sneak into this room like I did and then just start blasting him, it'll take a while for the enemy robot to come at you. He'll still shoot at you, and it makes it a little bit easier to get the jump on him before you get killed. This pattern set I can never get correct. I think it's every 2 shots from that middle gun on the right there. There you go. And you got ducks constantly, so nope, still didn't get it. There we go. See, there you go. Now I got it at the end. Figures. Yes, if anybody else is confused by the robots, like I said, I'll throw a link in the description, and you guys can read up on it. That's what I had to do for this game, because without a manual or without any kind of description, you're just kind of confused as to, you know, the storyline and plot of this game. Those plungers that came down there near the beginning of the level, there is a pattern, and if you time it just right, you can run through all 3 of those at once. Come on. Oh, I hate this. This part is so stupid. Yes! Oh, I got through it without getting hit. That's amazing. You think after about 20 times of playing this game straight through, I'd be really good at it, but I guess not. I mean, for the most part, I know where the monsters are, and I kind of know where they're gonna shoot. Well, I know their shooting pattern, I should say. Avoiding them is a different story for me. There are health pickups, which that's what that is. The red ones, the red capsules are health. The blue capsules are for your weapon, because any weapon that you use outside of the default uses energy. So, oh come on, this guy's so annoying. Let's see if I cannot die here. This is the section where I always die, and I died. It's because I pushed back and then jump at the same time to try and throw myself forward, but it didn't work. Alright. In those first 2, you don't even really need to jump on. There we go. You'll see me later in I believe it's the next level. Oh man, the factory level with the moving boxes on the conveyor belts. Yeah, that's my kryptonite. Oh no! I gotta go back and through those other. Like, see, you don't even need to jump on those. I think out of all the enemies, I like those little flying ones the best. There is one little reminiscent part in this game that they kind of left in from the Terminator, and that's the very end boss looks like one of the Terminators, so he's easy to beat too. All he does is crouch punch, which is, he's the end boss. You think he'd be like the hardest, but he's not. Freaking stupid flying Gundam guy. I just think it's funny how they incorporated robots with what looks like aliens from the movies as enemies. This guy, I have no idea how to hit, like, or kill without getting hit. So, if you want to look that up, go for it. But you won't find it here because all I do is just jump and hit him in the head because that's his weak spot. You can't even use homing missiles on him because they don't go to his head, they go just straight into his body. Alright, for this boss, all you do is, as you had seen, you jump over that big blue laser, and using the grenade launcher is the best tactic, because it takes a while to shoot off and then goes into the orb, so the timing is just right for the grenade launcher. Even though I don't know why it's called a grenade launcher, it should just be called, you know. Well, I guess it kind of is a grenade launcher, even though it looks like a little missile, but it's not homing like the other gun. Alright, final stage. And here's my favorite level. There's no enemies in this level whatsoever. It's nothing but a waiting game. Yeah, they don't even give you time for that first one. They really don't. But it's like you need to time them just right to jump over the lava as right after it's done falling, and that's usually what I do. I don't even care at that point, because it's like once I get hit once, I don't even care. Alright, let's see if I can go past this section. This part's usually a pain in my bum. Oh no, quick fall. Oh yes. And checkpoint right here. Awesome. Sweet. I usually die at least 3 times back there. The first one you can run under. Second one you gotta wait for. Third one you can run under. Oh man, I thought that was... As far as I can tell, they're not character driven. They're driven by how far the screen is over. I guarantee I'm gonna die here. So... Yep. It's always that one. It's always that one. Because that next platform that I was jumping to, the one after that is a sliding crate that falls off the conveyor belt, and then that's the end there. Ooh. Yeah, I know I could have ran into that one, but I didn't. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Just got ahead of myself, that's all I did. I understand the point of levels that push you, or that push, you know, it's for urgency, to the feel of urgency, and oh my god, oh my god, right there, I finally got it, and then I freaking forgot about the last one anyway, because I was talking. But back to what I was saying about the level side scrolling automatically. I understand the point of urgency to, you know, get your heart pumping, be like, oh my god, there's limited time that I need to get to the next, you know, platform, and blah 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 blah. But honestly, it's not even like that for me, so it's kind of pointless for me, because I don't really get too excited about stuff like that. Oh yes. And one other tip is just be mindful of to where things fall, because there is no inclination No! Oh my god! There is no warning as to where they fall, where anything falls, really, in this game. So just be mindful as to where they were, because you can get the whole way to the end of those conveyor belts, and then one of those crates will fall on you, and you'll just instantly die, so... Oh my... What the heck was that? I like pushed the jump button and over to go to the next conveyor, and he just slides right onto the block. Wow, I don't know if that was a glitch or what, but wow. There is a small platform right under the edge of the conveyor belt that really, that rectangle piece there that you can stand on sometimes or fall onto, and get back up onto the conveyor belts. But that's like a 1 in a million chance that you'll get it. Okay, so this next part, obviously you saw what happened, so you got to jump onto those quick and then just jump off, because regardless on if you're using life hacks or not, you will die there. And you can run through those, just wait for the freaking screen to completely scroll over. But I believe I did get to the next checkpoint here. Doesn't really matter because this is the end up here. It's so dumb, it just ends right here. Oh. And this boss, horrible. Horrible, horrible boss. Just go over to this corner, lay down, because he'll crush you otherwise. And then just stay in the corner. Wait till your turn to come out. Wait till it to completely scroll to the left. And then watch out for this eyeball. It'll shoot down, and then it'll shoot down to an angle. So, just got to be mindful of that. He should shoot me. Blow up the back window here. It'll take out the eye as well. And you just got to be mindful of these stupid jets again. And what you don't want to do is get caught when it lands or when it comes down, because you will get killed. And then you got to be mindful of those. Oh, you bastard. Yeah, for me, you just got to stay in between them all until the ship, you know, slowly makes its way back to the right. Be mindful of the eyeball. Down and then to an angle. He does 2 angles and then he does straight down, so. And that should be that. And now on to the last boss. Which I like to use the homing missiles. Oops. Let's not go past it again. Yeah. And here's what you gotta do. As soon as he ducks, just jump over him. I mean, if you give yourself some leeway. There you go. You know what? That's not working too well. What the heck? There you go. What I think this satellite is, I think it's one of 2 things to me, because it doesn't really say anywhere about what it is, but I think it's probably either 1, a weapon delivery system, or 2, it has hypersleep capabilities, which transports obviously the citizens for the new worlds. It's one of those 2. If I'm wrong, just throw a comment. Doesn't matter. But I'll let the credits roll here. That's Journey to Silius, also known as, you know, the Terminator, or Was the Terminator. There's Hebereki! Heck yeah! By the way, Sunsoft also made Hebereki, and if you look on my channel, I have a video about that. My first 30 minutes of playthrough on that, where it was brand new to me. Didn't know what the heck I was doing. Constantly died. Got angry. It was a lot of fun. I like that game as well. Yeah, just check out some of my other videos. And players. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If anything, you know, like it, subscribe, or don't. I don't care. I just make these videos for fun. But there's Journey to Silius. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a good day.